Welcome to today's video. Prepare yourself for intense gameplay from the recently concluded Monsters Attack TFT Championship that left a lasting impression on everyone. In this match, we will witness Setsuko, exceptional player representing the NA region, showcasing his skills.
The Lich Core player, will he be able to position so that Mordekaiser can ult or not? We shall see.
Alright, where does the Zephyr go? It hits the Mordekaiser, but there's two of them this time around. First one finds the target, next one is charging up, gets distracted by a Fiddlesticks, will fall. However, look at the damage coming in. The Warwick will try his best, but everybody else seems to be still alive, and Demon, despite putting up a fight for very, very long, is still denied his first place in this tournament.
We will make an effort to give you a thorough explanation for each move in the game. You can utilize the timestamp to jump to specific rounds and moments you wish to watch. It was round 8 on day 2, where 32 players fought hard to secure a spot in the top 8 and reach the finals on day 3. Here are the players who competed alongside Setsuko in that lobby. At the first carousel, Setsuko starts off by picking a Poppy with a recurve bow. During the early game, Setsuko played with random champions that he acquired. Setsuko is well known as a player who focuses on high-cost champions, and their strategy revolves around playing them on the board.
You can play something like the Warwick and the Laser Core, but these items are not looking like something Setsuko is going to be excited about.
I mean, I feel like Setsuko did a really good job here. He dodged the Kaisa bait with 2 bows. He's going for the composition that he knows have a fair chance to get like a top like a 4. Let's see what the augment is to see what direction he wants to go for. Ooh. He's not picking that, is he?
So, no, it's certainly...
Setsuko chose the first augment, Preparation 2, which provides a permanent increase of 35 health, 4% attack damage, and 4 ability power every round for the champions on the bench. This effect can stack up to 4 times. Preparation 2 is a great augment with a decent win rate of 13.4%. It proves useful when stacking champions on the bench to upgrade them. Initially, Setsuko played with 2 Defenders and 2 Star Guardians as active traits. He strategically placed the items on his initial troops during the early game to maximize their value and maintain a winning streak. Take a look at this gameplay in 2-3 round. Here, Lux having the recurve bow with increased attack speed managed to kill the opponent unit. But without slamming the items initially, he wouldn't have won that round, and the winning streak could have been broken. Setsuko's item choices were also peculiar. In the 2-4 carousel round, he picked the Negatron Cloak since there were no better options available. Then he promptly equipped Lux with the Run-Un's Hurricane, which grants bonus attack damage, and the unit's attacks fire a bolt at a nearby enemy, dealing attack damage as physical damage. When selecting items, it's crucial to consider attack damage items, ability power items, and defensive items. Attack damage items include combinations of BF Sword, Recurve Bow, and Sparring Gloves. Ability power items consist of combinations of Needlessly Large Rod, Tear of the Goddess, and Sparring Gloves. Defensive items include Chain Vest, Giant's Belt, and Negatron Cloak. The choice of items depends on the desired build in the game. Activating more synergies during the early game provides an advantage over opponents, and playing higher-cost champions on the board increases the chances of maxing them out as the game progresses. In this 2-6 round, Setsuko had more 2-star champions than the opponent, and also had more active synergies than him, resulting in his victory over that round. We can also see him maintaining a decent economy with a 5-win streak at the beginning of the 3-1 round. In this round, Setsuko played with 4 duelists and 2 defenders. He sold Lux and gave her items to Vayne, another higher-cost champion, thereby enhancing the duelist's ability. He also managed to win that round by wisely utilizing a Locket of the Iron Solari by giving it to Poppy. The Locket of the Iron Solari shields the holder and allies within 2 hexes in the same row for over 15 seconds. It can also be used over other higher-cost champions in later rounds by selling the Poppy. Setsuko's early winning streak and effective economy management allowed him to reach level 6 earlier than his opponents, making it easier to overpower them with only 5 champions.
Absolutely, but if I saw correctly, he's not the only player on Duelist, and that can always throw a wrench. For now, he is going to be happy and healthy with his streak continuing, but we are gonna maybe hop on to our next.
When it came to the second augment, Setsuko chose Scoped Weapons 1 over Get Richer Plus and Thrill of the Hunt 2. This augment increases the attack range and speed of units in the back 2 rows, where most main carries are placed. It also has a decent win rate of 13%. Considering Setsuko's preference for higher-cost champions, he likely felt that Scoped Weapons 1 would be a better choice. Setsuko took his time to select this augment and made a smart move by moving his frontline units to the back row, utilizing the augment's benefits early on. In this 3-2 round, we can see how well he utilized the augment to win against a strong early laser core build opponent.
Core comps. So we'll have to see how contested that ends up in the mid game, and if that allows someone like Wei-Jun Iverson, who, as you mentioned, plays a lot of the Riftwalker, will he get that uncontested?
Yeah, we are going to see players stay very open with their lines here, right? A lot of the golden augments offer you crests, offer you the option to lock.
As Setsuko remained at the top, he had fewer choices in the 3-4 carousel round, and picked a chain vest along with Vex. It's important to focus on picking high-cost champions when desired items are not available, or when left with similar items. In this case, Vex was a higher-cost champion compared to Jinx. At the 4-1 round, Setsuko still maintained a solid economy and an 11-win streak. His item bench was also empty, showcasing his skill in utilizing items effectively. The third augment that came was the hero augment of higher-tier champions. Setsuko picked Shiny, the hero augment of Urgot, which increases its ability to provide treasure containing gold and items. This augment boasts a good win rate of 16.6%. Shiny proved highly useful in obtaining items for supporting units during the endgame and maintaining the economy. Setsuko also leveled up and rerolled to obtain high-cost champions. Although Setsuko hadn't upgraded most of his low-cost units and kept high-cost champions on the bench to utilize the first augment, his first loss occurred in the 4-2 round as opponents strengthened their board, taking advantage of Setsuko's reluctance to upgrade low-cost champions.
Opponents use that Shiny similar to Underground. Instead of going for flat burst damage, let's see if Setsuko is blessed by Mortdog with a million crits in this fight.
It's crazy because yesterday there was a game where he was able to get like a mech Mordekaiser, and a lot of people were saying he was kind of playing like a for fun build.
Yeah.
But when you're in this position, that's how you cap your board. And so I really think this is the right play from Setsuko. Taking Shiny, 100 health, generating even more econ, gonna pull ahead and end up with like one of the most capped boards we'll see in the endgame. Even if he loses this fight here, it is still the correct play, and so he's going to work his way to 9.
We can see that the opponent too played with high-cost champions like Syndra, Twisted Fate, and Nico, although this round was lost. Look at Setsuko's brilliance and how he countered the opponent's Nico with Zephyr. After this loss, Setsuko sold the low-cost champions from the board and started rolling for high-cost champions. Once Aurelion Soul reached 2 stars, he switched it for Vayne. Setsuko also sold Yasuo, Gangplank, and Kyle, replacing them with Atrox, Fiddlesticks, and Belveth. Now, the board was filled with 7 threats and a lone defender, Garen, equipped with 2 Locket of the Iron Solari. As already explained, this item shields the holder and allies 2 hexes next to it for 15 seconds. Setsuko positioned Atrox, Rammus, Fiddlesticks, and Garen in the front row, utilizing the item's ability effectively. In this round, also he countered the opponent's main carry Vayne with Zephyr and won against this Infinite Surshot comp. In the 4-4 carousel round, Setsuko, as usual, had limited choices and picked Jhin along with a Negatron cloak. He preferred Jhin over LeBlanc due to Jhin's higher cost. Setsuko kept losing, and his HP began to drop significantly. In the 5-4 carousel round, Setsuko picked Rel along with the Protector's Vow and a loaded dice. He gave the Protector's Vow to Garen to strengthen their defense. Thus, the Protector's Vow grants bonus starting mana, and at 40% of health, gain a 25% of maximum health shield that lasts up to 5 seconds and 35 armor and 35 magic resist for the rest of combat. This loaded dice is a consumable item. When it is used on a champion, it gives a special shot that contains only champions sharing a trait with the source champion. In the meantime, at 5-6 round, we can see Setsuko equipping his units with some significant items like Guardbreaker, Spear of Shojin, Hextech Gunblade, and Titan's Resolve. Despite reaching level 9, Setsuko lost a close combat against a Spellslinger build, causing his HP to decrease further. At the 6-1 stage, only the top 4 players remained alive, with Setsuko enjoying a significant HP advantage over his opponents. And he also managed to make a few 2-star high-cost champions. Zephyr and Shroud of Stillness were 2 underutilized items that many players in the championship used during the end stages, determining their victory. These items had win rates of 23.3% and 20.4%, respectively. Strategically using Zephyr right before the battle starts allows players an opportunity to counter opponents by observing their carries. In the 6-1 round, we can see Sona being countered by Zephyr on the left side of the screen. The battle came down to the last couple of units.
Gama Madoka both fighting for survival, neck and neck here against the other 2 players. Can they do it, or will they be too strong? The Warwick being taken down from the Spellslingers on the right side, but it's not enough. Demon takes out Gama Madoka, and on the left side, it seems like Vinta might have had a chance, but Setsuko is there and will take him out as well.
Now, it was time for the 1 versus 1 battle. with Setsuko enjoying a decent HP advantage. At the 6-2 round, Setsuko obtained a couple of 2-star Aurelion Souls, and all of his units were also 2 stars. On the opponent's side, there were a couple of Mordekaisers, one of which was 2-starred and also had a Warwick equipped with items. Both players kept spectating each other and switched their positions randomly. Setsuko demonstrated his brilliance by strategically moving Aurelion Soul with Zephyr to the front line, countering the opponent's Mordekaiser effectively. This tactical move led to a victory in the round, reducing the opponent's HP to 1.
And the Mordekaiser's, gets the Zephyr on the Mordekaiser.
First position right there. Currently the Mordekaiser, baby Mordekaiser's gonna ult once, and then big bro Mordekaiser's gonna ult twice if he can. The fight is gonna go, but is that gonna be enough, or is it gonna be one side? The Warwick versus a Velvet. The fight is gonna go very close, but wow, yo, Setsuko might not even.
In the next round, Setsuko expected a counter move, but the opponent bluffed and the Zephyr bait didn't work this time. It only targeted Renekton, resulting in heavy attacks from both of the opponent's Mordekaisers and a loss for Setsuko. Undeterred, Setsuko picked the Hextech Gunblade and a Yasuo in the 6-4 carousel round. The Hextech Gunblade was chosen for its Omnivamp effect. He used the loaded dice on Aurelion Soul, which allowed him to buy 5 threats from the shop. Since Setsuko didn't have enough gold, he sold Aurelion Soul, a 4-cost carry, and replaced it with Syndra. This action caused other threat champions to enter the board, and Setsuko aimed to upgrade either Fiddlesticks or Urgot. As Aurelion Soul was sold, Setsuko waited until the battle started to equip Zephyr on the frontline units, countering Mordekaiser in the opponent's frontline. The opponent successfully kept Setsuko guessing, causing him to slam the Zephyr on the wrong unit once again. Both Mordekaisers inflicted heavy damage, resulting in another loss for Setsuko.
This is the 50-50, so Mordekaiser's gonna cast.
Yeah, it is going to be the Morgana that gets lifted into the air, but the Mordekaiser has locked in his target. It is going to fall onto the entire enemy team, and those meteors, they're not going to do anything to Demon here.
The ultimate result would be decided in the final battle, since a loss for either player would mean a victory for the other. This time, Setsuko sold Atrox to use the Zephyr wisely to counter Mordekaiser. He managed to get Syndra to 2 stars, and during the roll, he fortunately obtained another 2-star Fiddlesticks. At the same time, the opponent also got another 2-star Mordekaiser. They faced each other one last time in the final takedown. Setsuko successfully countered one of the Mordekaisers using the Zephyr in the perfect position. Syndra threw Urgot into the midst of the opponent's champions, distracting them, and Setsuko's Aurelion Soul finished the battle beautifully.
However, look at the damage coming in. The Warwick will try his best, but everybody else seems to be still alive, and Demon, despite...
The usage of more threats played a vital role in Setsuko's victory as they continuously stunned the opponent's units. Setsuko's impeccable positioning, strategic decisions, and impressive gameplay led to a well-deserved victory in that round. At the end of the day, Setsuko completed the group stage of 32 players, finishing at the top and advancing to the finals of the championship. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to clinch the title, and that concludes our recap of Setsuko's outstanding gameplay in the championship. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel, Item Swap.